My name is John Collins. I'm Segment Marketing Manager for Data Centers at Eaton Corporation.
So, John, we're here at the Data Center World Conference, and you gave a panel today talking a little bit about data centers and utility rebates. Maybe could you give us a sort of a bird's eye view of the topic and your focus?
Sure. Utility rebates is something that's very interesting to a lot of the customers that we speak to recently. One of the main things we find is that the money's there, and utilities are eager to supply it to their customers. And so what Eaton's done is provide some education to our customers about how to go after the rebates, the type of data and planning that the utilities want to see, and then help them through the project process and then through the verification and measurement afterwards, which is the final step before the utilities will cut the check. So you submit your plan, get it approved by the utility. Not until then do you start your project, because you don't want to start your project until you get the formal agreement from the utility.
Right.
You do your project, and then the utility comes in later and makes sure that you actually did what you said you're going to do, and that's when they cut the check. So we're talking about that today in our discussion.
So there's a lot of variability, I understand, in some of the different programs that utilities might offer rebates for. Is there any sort of common way you approach this with customers?
Well, the most common advice that we have for the customers actually is to engage the utility early on in the project, and even there's a lot of consultants out there that'll help a customer walk through the process with the utility. But you're right, there's a lot of programs. There's prescriptive programs where the utilities gain a comfort level with a technology that if you tell them that you're going to buy a certain technology, they'll just automatically give you the money. Compact fluorescent lighting is an example of that. They already know what the potential savings are, they'll just cut you the check. Other types of programs are customized and calculated, and that's where you'd see customers either using upgrading their data center with heat containment systems, or upgrading their UPS to more efficient transformerless UPS, newer technologies. And from there, the utility is going to want to see a baseline data, either what you're using today or what's common in the industry today, and then what you're doing differently, make the comparison, and that's what the rebate will be based off of, that energy savings.
So one of the things I had heard is that sometimes if you're doing like a new project, that you might not come to full load right away, and that sometimes that can impact how the utilities might look at the savings. Is that a factor, and how do you work with clients on that?
Yeah, absolutely it is, Rich. With the utilities, during the submission process, the utilities are going to want as much detailed information they can. So it's not just about the product. It's about how you're going to apply the product, how it's going to be used, the environment that it's going to be in, if it's a UPS or a mechanical plant, what type of load is going to be typical, and how that might increase over time, and that's all part of the submission process. So the utility, for the calculated rebates, the utilities are going to want to get as detailed as possible about how the equipment's going to be used. To your point.
And in terms of awareness of what's available, is that improving? Are you seeing more data center operators thinking about this and integrating this into their planning?
It's interesting. So in our discussion today, there was about 40 customers, and really only 3 or 4, when I asked for a show of hands in the beginning, had done any kind of work with the utility on a rebate program. So I think that customers hear about them. In general, people know they're out there, but I think because the process isn't well known, and how to engage utilities isn't well known, I think there's a huge opportunity that people today aren't taking as advantage of as they could. And my advice to customers is, before you start any project, talk to the local utility. It seems to me like it's an underused resource.
So obviously Eaton's paying some attention to this. Is this an area of opportunity for vendors to really try and work with their customers, and how do you approach it in terms of what Eaton does?
I think if a vendor has a product that has an efficiency message, so there's a real energy savings behind their product, absolutely this should be part of their toolkit. That's for any vendor. So what Eaton's specifically doing is we have 2 things that we do. One is with our product line, our product groups. So the UPS folks in our Brightline, our heat containment, air containment system folks, they have worked out spreadsheets and ROI calculators and energy saving calculators that can be used, that some utilities have accepted as the evidence of the savings. But for more detailed work, Eaton also has an engineering services group, Eaton Engineering Services, which is also an energy saving company in ESCO, and they do all types of performance contracting and measurement and verification services and energy audits that would, and they already have close partnerships with a lot of the utilities that are out there.
So one last question, are there any particular areas or utilities that you've had a lot of success with, or that your data center owners have done well in working with?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We've done really well with a lot of the West Coast utilities, PG&E, utilities out in Sacramento, up in the Pacific Northwest, also out in New England with National Grid. Those are the couple guys that we've had a real lot of success with.
Okay, John. Hey, listen, thanks for talking with us about this, and have a good show.
Thanks. I appreciate the opportunity.